Charles Santino. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the worst art you got on a job you scripted, with 10 being the worst? No names, of course. No, I will not. I will not name anybody. But when I was at DC in the 90's, I was kind of the go-to guy. Uh, when there was a problem with deadlines or whatever, I was the guy that, hey, could you do this? Could you fill in here? And a lot of times I was asked to break in new talent, and sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. And particularly in the early 90's, there were some not ready for prime time and some never ready for prime time artists showing up. And like I said earlier, if you had a pulse, you could get a job in comics. So these wannabes showed up who really weren't ready and never would be. On a scale of 1 to 10, uh, probably the worst I've ever had is a 5. If we're going best to worst. Um, you know, some people just simply didn't understand the medium. And sometimes even you would find a good artist. The guy was a good artist, but he was a lousy storyteller. And that hurt the most. I'd rather have a good storyteller whose art isn't up to par than someone who can't get the story across. The worst one was, I did an issue of a comic. I won't name names. Did an issue of a comic that featured an alien character who had been previously established in DC, and the artist didn't understand, and he spoke English as a first language, so there was no excuse. The artist didn't understand that every time I mentioned the alien in the story, it was the same alien. I mean, there were model sheets for this alien, style guides for this alien, but every time he showed up, it was a different alien. So I don't, readers must have been as confused as hell, because there was absolutely, literally no continuity to the story, because every time they saw the bad guy character, he looked completely different. And of course, the editors didn't pay any attention. And this was during the time when DC had shifted to editors who were mostly indifferent about their job. So the editors didn't notice, and so it was never sent back to me for a rewrite, so I could write in a reason why the alien looked different and let the reader know this is the same alien you saw 3 pages ago. It looked like an invasion from another world, uh, where none of the invaders ever showed up in the same place at the same time. But another story, which I think I've told in one of these before, was an editor told me, you, that guy who did that series at Image, and he's the hottest thing on, whatever, Wizard Magazine put him in the hot 10 guy to watch. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know the artist. Yeah, what, did you get him for this issue? And he goes, no, I got his brother. And the guy was serious. And yeah, the brother couldn't really draw either. So